I'm Rasty McGibbon. On this episode of 5 Minute Major, I'm joined by the Executive Director of the ACHA, Craig Barnett. Craig, thanks for coming on. This year has provided its own set of meteorological challenges with tornadoes, but it really seemed from an outside look that you guys weathered the storm and really kept things going. Tell me about the planning. Tell me about the help that you got. Tell me about the cooperation, from the city of St. Louis and surrounding areas that really allowed it to seem so smooth.
Sure. First of all, it's great to be back in St. Louis for our national tournament, and a lot of time and effort goes into this with our staff, and we have what we call an organizational committee that's comprised of our ACHA staff and also the local organizing committee here in St. Louis. And we started meeting back in September, basically about twice a month, to be prepared for surprises that we hopefully don't even know happen. Right. So fast forwarding to what happened the other night here with the tornadoes and everything, it's something you don't really plan for. You have a plan in place, but until it happens, it was rather interesting, right? So I don't know if we could have pulled this off anywhere else. I think not only in St. Louis alone, but the people here in St. Louis. It's Midwest hospitality at its best here. Yeah. And basically, 6 a.m. that morning, we had nowhere to play our games. All our games were canceled because of the loss of power here at Centene Community Ice Center. And by 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours later, we had all of our games scheduled elsewhere, and we got to tip our hat to everybody involved with that, from the Maryville University Hockey Center to McKendree, the Recplex, to the Ice Zone, and also to St. Peter's Recplex. Those ice facilities and their managers and their staff were called early on Saturday morning. Do you have any ice slots? We have the national tournament going on, and like I said, 2 hours later, with the cooperation of everybody in St. Louis, we were able to reschedule all of our games. So it's just a huge reason why this location really works for us right now. I've always said this is like the college of, Omaha of college baseball, and to be able to schedule all those games. And we have a lot of people here that are traveling and flying and so forth. And it just couldn't be done without their help. And I'd also like further say, with our staff, like all seriousness with the coordination that needs to go on. Now we're moving 18 games from one facility to 4 other different facilities, from communicating with our game officials, from communicating with athletic trainers, communicating with the
timekeepers, scorekeepers, all that.
You name it. So it's just an incredible experience to go through. You don't want to go through that, but we did. We were tested. It was challenged, and at the end of the day, our student athletes were able to compete. Might have been in a different rink at a different time, but we got it off. And and now we're back in Centene, and it's business as usual.
And I'm parked here for a large part of the day, and I have received a tremendous amount of positive comments by families and people that really just are in awe of that very rapid but fluid, like lateral movement to get to McKendree and to the other facilities. What things are new at the tournament this year?
What's new with the tournament? We've expanded our tournament. We're at 84 teams now compared to 82 last year. So Women's One have increased their national tournament to 12 teams. So we have 12 teams competing in a tournament now, which obviously provides more experience for our student athletes and competing for a national championship, and that's fantastic. So 119 games played now. We did expand our tournament, the overall dates, by 2 days more than last year.
Okay.
And the reasoning for that was we wanted to try to get all the games under one roof here at Centene.
Sure.
We were on plan to do that, but the tornado, threw us a little wrench, but we're still very grateful that we're going to be able to end the tournament on time and crown 5 national champions.
Women's One has kind of moved into a familiar for the ACHA pool play format where there's 4 pools of 3. Tell me how you think that benefits teams in terms of getting them playing early in the tournament.
Sure, I think it's a new concept for them. With the addition of 2 more teams. So basically, what it does, the benefits to it are the teams now basically have a 2-game guarantee. So they're here for 2 games, and single elimination, as evident by our men's Division I, is exciting. Those teams leave it all on the ice because it's single elimination. And women's one now with a 2-game guarantee, they're still going to leave it all on the ice for sure, because you really can't afford not to go 2-0.
Right.
But they get 2 games now, so I think that's as a student athlete, that's what I would want. Family, friends, alumni that come and watch these games, they get to see their team play twice, and we're building. We're building. So the ACHA is getting larger and larger, and that's why some of our championships increase with the number of teams. Men's one just went through that over the last 2 years. They've increased now to 24 teams. So it's exciting. We're giving more opportunities and more games for the people that come to Centene to watch.
Do you think it also speaks to, in women's one, the increase in skill, the increase in competitiveness with it moving from 10 to 12 teams?
It really does. I mean, there's so many good teams out there. I know it's a vague term, but deserve to be here. By adding more teams, you get, again, more experience, but it bring as they continue to grow and get better, yes, as athletes, but, more importantly, as our student athletes are just phenomenal, to see the teams and their work ethic and how well they handle themselves. And, you and I experienced that too with the World University Games, not too long ago with the men's and women's team, and getting to be a little more, get to know the student athletes more. As administrators, we're working mostly with coaches and commissioners and so forth. So it's always a breath of fresh air to, kind of be on the student athlete ground floor to, see what they actually go through every day. And, when you talk about the enhancement of the talent level overall, my goodness, the level of hockey that we have in the ACHA and in youth hockey and everywhere you look is heads and tails, further along than it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It's kudos to the coaches, the technology, the analytics that the student athletes get to use and so forth, and the way they think. And the game is just it's on a great platform going up. I think the NHL with the Four Nations Cup. I mean, I don't know how many people thought it would be that good, and that captivated a lot of people. And that's going to get more people playing again at the youth levels. Yeah. And the better the youth hockey levels are, the better college hockey is going to be.
You mentioned the World University Games, and as you and I have kind of been here, we've had the World Cup of, guys from the World Cup of University Hockey that have come by. As you know, as a former athletic director and now as a director for over 10,000 student athletes, how meaningful is it for you, these opportunities to have a student athlete experience where they go overseas?
It's incredible. I never had that as a student athlete, and I had a great experience. But for them to wear their country on the jersey is got to be, I never experienced like I said, but it's got to be a highlight of their entire hockey career, at some point. It's got to be in the top 3, right? And it's a very proud moment. They took it, they took it seriously. We'd like to think we had our best, representing the country, not only the ACHA and their family and their school, but the country.
Right.
And it was a great experience as an administrator being there and seeing that. And as we said, getting to know our student athletes a little bit, more so than we would during a tournament with 84 teams. I think there's a lot of people that traveled over to Italy that probably will never go back to Italy in the rest of their lives, and they got that opportunity because of their success in the classroom and on the ice as a student athlete in the ACHA. So a lot of positive feedback from that trip, right? There were some challenges there, which are good because, that's what education's all about is,
right.
You know, just like the tornado, you know, I like to think we're in the solution resolution business, and we are. But for the student athletes to get the experience and play and get to know people from other countries as they did, you know, in the eating dinner at night with you know, hockey players that are college athletes from the other side of the world, right, was a great experience to take in.
How much do you measure success by the feedback you get? And I'll tell you where I'm going with this. You know, I just the other day spoke with the team from Texas that were here with men's too, first time here, and they basically walk into this and are starstruck. You know, first of all, as you said, it's everything under one roof, but they, you know, commented on the level of organization. And I know to make it look like a finished product, you have to go back to all the planning that you said started in September. But do you take that feedback and really take it to heart that a team that's never been here before came and is just starstruck by this?
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch, isn't it? Like they really are, and you know, the same can go, you know, with all the teams here, right? Because a lot of the freshmen have never been here before either, right? So they're new to this as well. And the feedback you hear from some of them, I think it's great. Like, that's what you want. It's all about the student athlete experience. You know, they do, you know, they come and they want to win. They want to win. They want to be crowned national champion here. But, you know, even in the correspondence I send out to the teams and the student athletes, it's like at some point, you know, good luck with trying to win that national championship. But some point, just sit back for a couple of minutes and take it in. You know, take in the experience. You know, at high times we got 3 games going on under one roof, and the lobby is crowded, and the excitement's there, and the games have been tight, and there's a lot of good teams that are, you know, on their way home already, because it comes down to, you know, you got to bring your best to the national tournament to be a champion, right? So, but at the end of the day, for me, you know, it's always about the student athlete experience, because as a former player, and as we all are, when I think back to my college days, we had a pretty successful team. But when I get together with my buddies that we played college with, we talk about the memories. We talk about the bus trip. We talk about the, you know, the locker room stuff. We talk about, you know, we don't talk too much about the 3-2 game.
Right.
You know, it's so you know, that experience that they receive here is very, very important for us to make this a successful tournament.
Who are some of the pivotal people that, in conjunction with the administration, really lend a hand to make this as smooth and successful?
Oh, that's a lose question there, because they're going to forget somebody. But who's in? There's so many people. That's my answer, right? But it starts at the top, and it starts with a gentleman I'm going to meet with here in about 5-10 minutes. You know, with the St. Louis Sports Commission. You know, so they've been involved from day one. Before this facility was even built, you know, we walked the grounds here when the shell got up about here's their vision and their dream, and they wanted the ACHA tournament here. So it starts with people at St. Louis Sports Commission with Mark Schreiber and Tim Ryan and you know, Pat Quinn, who's no longer there, and Chris Roseman, who's no longer there. They're on to bigger and better things. The St. Louis Blues. You know, the president of the St. Louis Blues, Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Zimmerman's son played in the ACHA, and his right-hand man, Steve Chapman's son, plays, you know, in the ACHA now with Arkansas. So, and I only bring their names up because they're leaders for the St. Louis Blues, and they're very involved with this in terms of making sure that they have, you know, we're getting the support we need, you know, from resources and so forth. So, they want it to be successful, you know, and you don't get that everywhere. St. Louis is a great mid-sized NHL market, and people are diehard hockey fans here and sports fans. And again, I just go back to the hospitality of the Midwest, that they all want to see this work well, you know, and it's going to be evident later on in terms of hockey, you know, next month. I mean, the NCAA Frozen Four is going to be here, you know, so the word's out. This is a great place to be, and a great place to entertain hockey fans, and you know, for us, you know, in the ACHA, you know, we already know that, you know, and we just continue to look at ways and work with people to make it a better event, to enhance the student athlete experience.
Before we go, you talk about working with people. I had the opportunity to sit down with Joey Caprio this morning, and a great relationship that's been forged there between the ACHA and one of, a former player from the ACHA. Showcases last year in New Jersey, up at Adrian in Michigan, and Las Vegas. And I believe there are plans for expansion this year to 5, including Fargo and here in St. Louis. Tell me how you really feel that is integral in terms of spreading the visibility of the ACHA.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge, and I'm so happy that we got this off the ground. It's a lot of work, and our jobs are a lot of work, and it's hard to do that by ourselves. So we needed a really good partner. When I was prior to this job in the North American Hockey League, where I was very fortunate to be part of starting the combines in the North American Hockey League. So those 16U kids, 18U kids, 14U kids can understand the road that junior hockey provides. At the end of the day, to play college hockey,
Sure.
Right? We need the ACHA. We want a vehicle like that to have those student athletes and prospective student athletes and families that are going to one day make a decision on what college I want to go to, and hockey may be part of it. It gives us that opportunity to educate them on who we are, where we are, what we do, how the levels of hockey, all the opportunities to move forward and be a college student athlete. That the growth of youth hockey, as we talked about earlier, is grown tremendously at the ground roots level. And the one area, that hasn't grown a lot is really the top level of college hockey. We're starting to see growth now at the NCAA level. But because there's been so many athletes that are getting better and better going through that ladder of development, that the ACHA has benefited from that, because all those players can't play at the top NCAA level, right, for whatever reason, but we provide that opportunity for them to continue their college career while they can, play hockey. So the Prospect Showcase series that we put together in conjunction with Joe Caprio and Capper Hockey Services is a byproduct of that, to share the gospel of who we are, what opportunities we have, from Ivy League colleges to all the way down to 2-year colleges in 47 different states and 2 Canadian provinces. So it's a story to tell. I love that stuff. That for me is really exciting to talk about and educate families on who the ACHA is.
Well, Craig, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time, and thank you for all you did to keep things going. I know a lot of people appreciate it, and a lot of hard work early in the morning, but it looked seamless.
Well, I'm going to say real quick though, a lot of kudos to you and what you do here with this, because this is a lot of people want to be sitting here and talking to Rasty, but you promote the ACHA within minutes on the social media accounts and everything like that.
Thank you.
And
You've
been part of the ACHA for a long time, from broadcasting to, you do everything. You set everything up. But
thank you.
People, that's what the ACHA is all about, and that's why this is my 7th year here. I still think I'm the youngest person, not age-wise, but right, everybody still associated with the ACHA. When you come, you don't leave, because I think there's a lot of passion here, and we all believe in what we're doing. So, and you're a big part of that.
Well, thank you.
So
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Craig Barnett, Executive Director of the ACHA.